What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Smashing Pumpkins, and we're returning to Adore 1998. Thank you again to Sofia for providing the album. And we're going to listen to Perfect, which is a single word title, but one that is perhaps easier to speak about in a little more detail. At the very least, I would say perfect is an inherently human or at least subjective concept, meaning perfection adds a value judgment to an otherwise empirical or technical assessment, meaning something can be fully efficient, something can be maximally powerful, but to say that it's perfect is to again apply a value judgment and to say that it is as good as it can be, the best it can be, and that is beyond the scope of talking about something's physical or chemical properties. So I do enjoy the complexity of the concept, even as it is, as I said, inherently a frame of reference from a subjective person or persons, plural. And so in that regard, I wonder who the appraiser is, what or whom is considered perfect, for what reasons, and in what context, and over what duration. So it's a single word title that perhaps allows for a little more speculation, whereas a single word title that's someone's name, even if it's someone that's a clear public figure or whatever, it's not clear what direction the song might be moving, what assessment they might make. But in this case, there's already a lot of ideas percolating even before we hear it. Let's give it a listen. This is Smashing Pumpkins. The track is Perfect. And that's also perhaps a subjective assessment, but it is also a proper name. And it's from their 1998 album, Adore.
We're just like old friends.
love those almost celestial or ghostly melodic touches, which I'm assuming are keyboard like synth. Either way, a really cool tune, both sonically and from what I caught lyrically. Certainly, the cleverness of the writing of the lyrics, I think, was very compelling. So, sonically, I enjoy the somewhat upbeat and not dense necessarily, but certainly multifaceted sound, meaning the guitar had a lot of energy and vibrancy to it. There was uh, again, maybe not fully upbeat, or not upbeat, high tempo, but certainly energetic tempo to the percussion scheme. I enjoy Billy's singing. There's a couple moments where he stretches out some of the lines and has a nice flourish at the end as it like wraps around to the next measure. And ultimately, it was a like a warm track. Like it felt musically warm and inviting, which is funny because I feel like it might be one of those tunes that the sonics are a bit, maybe, if not at odds, running in different directions, because the lyrics, it's interesting, they feel like they're in a way imperfect, but there's a lot of talk about perfection, meaning it sounds like two people who didn't quite get it right, but it was good at the beginning, and then now maybe it's not working. Maybe they're going to be strangers on the street. Maybe they'll be strangers when they meet again. But he's saying, I know I have to be perfect. Next time, let's make it perfect. This all has to be perfect. So it sounds like there's still optimism, there's still hope, there's still the possibility, at least in the narrator's mind, that this could come back together, or at least that they can be friends. I think there was a line specifically about we can still be, what was it, best friends? So I wonder, like, it feels like this is like removed from time. And indeed, I think there was a line about that, about them being lovers out of time. Now, of course, that could mean not synchronized. Like, one person felt one thing, another person, or the other person felt something different, and then it sort of switched or it evolved. But it could also be the idea that, like, even if currently it's not working, and even if people are inevitably in the flow of time more broadly, that if you take that dimension out of it, there's always going to be some connection, whatever that might be, and in that way they're still perfect. So I'm not quite sure what's going on, and it feels like there is a bit of like abstract or multi-perspective rendering or depiction of these two people in the lyrics. But yes, it feels like it's both hopeful and imperfect, even as it speaks of perfection and a connection. So it's a really interesting, poetic type of song from what I took away lyrically and thematically on this first listen. I'm sure people will have some insights here. But yeah, a really enjoyable tune, and one that I thought cleverly explored, maybe from different angles, the concept of perfection and how when we come down to the world of actual human reality, perfection, it's an elusive concept. It's something that you might feel it in a moment, or you might have an understanding of what it could be, and maybe you even think that it actually exists, but on a long enough timeline and with the complexities and imperfections of any given human being, it's sort of a chimera, it's a mayfly, it's elusive. So I think it was a very apropos and smart depiction of what I've understood the concept of perfection to be over the years. So a really cool tune. Let me know what you think, and from Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.